In the year 1984, Andrew Myers is at home composing a review for the video game Frogger when his father knocks on the door, reminding him to get ready for church. After changing clothes and picking up his Bible, Andrew secretly pockets his hidden stash of coins and heads to the local arcade, Wilma's instead. There, as he immerses himself in Frogger, a girl named Amy approaches him from behind and compliments his gaming skills. Andrew explains that he's attempting to reach the kill screen and crash the game, noting that he's very close to achieving it. Meanwhile, another arcade patron complains about a malfunctioning machine and demands a refund. Amy then tells Andrew that she recently moved to the area and is trying to make new friends. She asks him if he has any friends of his own. Andrew tells Amy that he needs to concentrate. Just then, the arcade attendant, Jess, arrives. Amy casually mentions that she thinks Jess is attractive. Distracted, Andrew glances at Jess and loses his game. Jess approaches and reminds Andrew of their ongoing bet. Whoever reaches the kill screen first earns a free pizza from the other. Handing Andrew his mail, Jess then informs Amy that Andrew's parents believe he's attending Bible study. Andrew opens a letter from Bit and Blitz magazine, which compliments his writing, but declines to publish his review since it's about an older game. They encourage him to cover a newer title for consideration. Amy suggests he write about Millipede instead. However, Andrew explains that this is the only arcade in town, which itself is situated in the middle of nowhere, limiting his options. Andrew notes that the arcade isn't likely to receive any new games. Jess tries to lift his spirits, saying that one day he'll be proud to say he was friends with the video game journalist Andrew Myers. Amy then takes a photo of the three of them together. As Andrew prepares to leave, having run out of quarters, he notices a coin suddenly drop from the slot of a new, unfamiliar game, Polybius. Andrew picks up the quarter and realizes that if Polybius is a new game, he could write a review on it to get published. Amy speculates that it might be a beta release, given that no one seems to have heard of it. Excited by the prospect of reviewing an unreleased game, Andrew prepares to insert the quarter. Just then, a boy named Melvin stops him, warning that the game had eaten his quarter without letting him play. At high school, Andrew, a freshman, is mocked by a group of older boys. During gym class, his friend Dennis questions why seniors always dominate the social hierarchy. Andrew advises him to keep a low profile, but Dennis brushes it off and heads to the showers. As he does, one of the seniors, Ronnie, approaches and begins to bully him. Ronnie warns Andrew that if he sticks around, he'll get beaten up as well. Andrew quickly leaves out of fear. Later at Wilma's arcade, Andrew inserts the coin into the new game machine, which powers on. A pentagram appears on the screen as the game starts, a maze where a demonic figure pursues the player. The figure catches Andrew's character, causing him to lose the game. Andrew continues to play and lose repeatedly, while electrical tendrils from the game seem to penetrate his mind. The demonic figure on the screen declares that it now owns Andrew's soul. Night falls, yet Andrew remains engrossed in the game. Suddenly, Dennis interrupts, throwing Andrew to the floor. He enters the name FAG as the high score and threatens to make Andrew pay for what happened. Jess tells Dennis to leave the arcade and helps Andrew to his feet, checking if he's all right. Andrew then runs out of the arcade. The next day, the news reports that a high school student named Melvin was found dead under mysterious circumstances, with the cause of death still unknown. Amy brings Andrew a dead rat and suggests they place it in Dennis's locker as a prank. Andrew tells Amy to leave the IT alone, warning her that being different in the town of Beaverton can get you killed. Amy responds that since they are friends now, he can confide in her and share his secrets. Andrew, frustrated, denies that she is his friend. That night, Andrew attempts to write a review of Polybius but finds himself unable to think of anything. Andrew's father knocks on his door, telling him to go to sleep. Suddenly, Andrew's computer screen flickers and the Polybius opening screen appears. Startled, Andrew unplugs the computer and notices glowing eyes on the screen. When he looks back, no one is there. Grabbing a toy sword, Andrew cautiously approaches his closet, turns on the light, and finds it empty. As Andrew turns around, a hand grabs him from behind, pulling him into a black void where a creature stands over a bloodied Dennis. Dennis warns Andrew that he will see him again in gym class. Andrew then wakes up to find it is morning. He initially thinks it was a nightmare, but his gaze falls on the unplugged cord he had pulled out the previous night. In gym class, Andrew notices a pentagram marked on the back of his neck. Coach Werglar appears behind him, instructing him to take a shower. When Andrew opens his locker, he sees blood dripping from inside and discovers Dennis's body, marked with a pentagram on his hand. The police soon arrive and remove the body. Andrew tells the investigating detective that he might have information, explaining about the Polybius game and the nightmares haunting him. The detective gives him a notebook, instructing Andrew to write down all his nightmares and give it to his parents for them to handle. At the door, a man known as Agent X asks Andrew if he has played Polybius and whether he knows others who have. Andrew denies knowing anyone else. Agent X then invites Andrew to come with him to discuss Polybius, but Andrew, frightened, walks away. Agent X removes Dennis's body along with another as Andrew watches from behind the bushes. At home, Andrew writes down everything he has experienced. His father knocks on the door, telling him to sleep. Later, at the arcade, Jess tells Amy that it is closing time. Andrew arrives and tells them that Polybius is not just a game, revealing the pentagram on his neck. Amy then shows her own pentagram on her stomach, admitting that she is having nightmares as well. Jess believes it is just a coincidence. Andrew explains that in the Revelations of Ezekiel, a lost book of the Bible, there is a story about an angel named Polybius. He was a heavenly muse who inspired artists to create artwork in the Lord's name, but God received all the credit. In response, Polybius inspired an artist to paint a portrait of him instead. When God discovered this, he marked Polybius with the mark of death and cast him out. Now, Polybius wanders the mazes of hell, with the power only to possess Earth's artists. Andrew believes that Polybius infiltrated the game, and those who played it became marked, destined for Polybius to claim their souls. Amy believes it's a government experiment instead. Suddenly, the game starts up on its own. Andrew says they need to find out where the game came from and get some answers. Amy and Andrew search through magazines while Jess checks the shipping records. Andrew apologizes to Amy for his behavior earlier that morning. Amy apologizes for being too nosy and tells Andrew that he and Jess would make a cute couple. She suggests Andrew go see if Jess needs help, and he agrees. When he enters the back room, he finds someone lying on a desk. Jess turns on the lights and tells Andrew not to disturb Wilma, who fell asleep there. They go through the records and discover Wilma ran businesses across the Northwest. Amy notices a car pulling up and warns the others. They see Agent X inspecting the game machines. Agent X pulls out a gun and approaches the room where the three are hiding. Amy knocks him unconscious with a gumball machine. They tie him to a chair and confirm he has no wallet or ID. Jess finds a briefcase in the car trunk and brings it inside. Agent X warns them to run, saying they won't escape but might buy more time. Jess finds a file on Polybius in the briefcase revealing that 17 people died at the software company in California where the game was created. The game has left a trail of bodies across the country. Andrew realizes Agent X doesn't fully understand the game but has been cleaning up its aftermath. Agent X explains that some things are beyond comprehension and cannot be controlled or stopped, and that he and his colleagues work to keep the game and its consequences hidden from the public. Andrew finds a photo of Wilma, the lead software developer of the game. Suddenly, Wilma shoots Agent X in the head and declares, "Our souls are his." She has Jess duct tape Andrew and Amy to chairs, saying she can't let them leave because Polybius will come soon. Wilma insists it's not her fault. She was the company's best programmer, but ideas just appeared in her mind. Polybius used her to create itself, and she set it free. Andrew realizes Wilma is feeding the game, always bringing it somewhere it can feed. She says she's branded herself, but won't let Polybius do to her what it does to others. Suddenly, the game lights up, the screen cracks, and green light spills out as Wilma says, "My baby is here." Jess grabs Wilma from behind. Polybius materializes and starts sucking Andrew's soul. Amy pleads for it to leave Andrew alone, but it begins to drain her soul instead. Jess shoots the creature with a shotgun, but its wounds instantly heal. Amy dies, and Jess and Andrew flee the arcade. Outside, Andrew stops, refusing to run anymore. He tells Jess they must stop Polybius, or Wilma will take it elsewhere to kill more people. Jess says if Andrew wants to fight, he's on his own. Andrew confesses his love for Jess, knowing it's unrequited, and urges him to join the fight. Jess apologizes and runs away. Andrew returns inside the arcade and realizes he's trapped inside the game. He walks through the maze, reaching its center where he finds a shotgun and the game machine. He picks up the shotgun and smashes the glass. Polybius arrives. Jess arrives too and tells Andrew that he was right and that Jess is done running as well. Andrew realizes they can't destroy the cabinet but can destroy the game itself. He plans to rack up enough points to reach the kill screen and crash the game. Jess hands him a quarter, saying it's the last one he has. Andrew inserts the quarter and starts playing. Jess lures the monster away from Andrew but reaches a dead end. The monster begins sucking Jess's soul. Andrew beats the high score, and Polybius leaves Jess to chase Andrew. Just as Andrew reaches 1 point short of the kill screen, the monster grabs him. Andrew grabs the joystick and makes one last move. The monster explodes and the souls return to Amy and Jess. Andrew and Jess find themselves back at the arcade, hugging each other. Wilma appears holding the shotgun, but Amy hits her in the head with a baseball bat. The three hug and leave the arcade. Later at school, Andrew places a photo of the three of them in his locker. His review of Polybius is accepted. In gym class, Andrew prepares to face his bullies with newfound confidence, choosing not to run away this time. Please like and subscribe the channel for more videos like these.